What's going on, guys? It's your boy Orion here, back at it again with another video, and today we're gonna be looking into an article that is just a fucking complete joke, alright? Now, when I say it's a complete joke, I'm not referring to the way the article was written, or really by who it was written, or from where it was from. I am talking about the topic, alright? Now, this topic, seriously, I don't know how something like this can happen, but I mean, it happened. And still, to this moment right now, I am just flabbergasted, absolutely surprised something like this would happen. So, anyways, I'm pretty sure most of you may not have heard because I really only found this article by, just going on the internet and like just doing all this type of I don't want to say like snooping, but I was looking for an article to do a video on, and this was kind of like the eighth article I saw that was pretty interesting, not gonna lie. So, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, today's article has to do with a 6 year old girl with Down syndrome who got called on by police because she did a handgun gesture to her teacher. Now, I'm pretty sure any reasonable amount of people with at least three working brain cells, you know, wouldn't be offended or literally would not even call the cops on a 6 year old girl, right? I mean, a handgun gesture, what the fuck is that gonna do to you? Is it gonna kill you or hurt you? And by the way, this was also at a school, so I mean, there you go, I guess. So yeah, we're gonna be looking into this and get your cold glasses up. So the article begins by saying how the police in Philadelphia had received a call from an elementary school because a 6 year old with Down syndrome had pointed a gun like hand gesture to her teacher and told her that she would shoot her. Now, a board meeting was also held eventually explaining the incident, and the both teacher and the principal had said that they knew that she did not understand what she was saying. However, they had to, I guess, this was a threat to them. All right, how, I am not sure. I mean, first we got to break this down. All right, so here we have a 6 year old girl with Down syndrome. All right, and she doesn't know what she's doing. All right, she does a hand gesture, bam, it's a fucking threat. All right, she can cause a school shooting the next day. You guys would not believe how much of a threat this is. All right, literally a hand gesture, bam, call the cops, bring in SWAT, whatever. We got to get this criminal taken away out of the school. Literally needs to be sent to prison for I don't know how many years because this is just, oh my god, guys. So when all this broke out, obviously there had to be consequences, right? The 6 year old was then eventually taken into the principal's office and then questioned, according to the article. Once again, why? Okay, why? It's a 6 year old. A hand gesture. How is that threatening, alright? And so eventually the principal and the teacher did question her, and they had asked her if she wanted to hurt her teacher, but the girl responded with no, and she also did not know what they meant. Because, alright, look, a 6 year old, what? A 6 year old cannot comprehend what is going on, alright? First of all, it's a 6 year old, alright? It's a kid. And second of all, she has Down syndrome, alright? She does not know what's going on, alright? And a fucking hand gesture, seriously, why, alright? So eventually the mom did intervene with this, and when she was interviewed, she had stated that she was fine with everything else up until the point where they called the police. She was also questioned by some blog posts about whether or not, if there were to be a school shooting there, what would happen if they were to see the records of anyone who had made threats from the community. According to the blog, the school had also ramped up their threat assessment protocols in 2018 due to all the school shootings that were occurring. And alright, that's good, but here's the thing. This is an elementary school, right? You can ramp up all the threat assessments whether or not it's intermediate or a high school, right? But this is an elementary school, right? Half of the kids don't even know, literally. All right, so here's the thing. Elementary is a lot different from intermediate, all right? Most of the kids don't even know what the hell they're doing, all right? They can't live without their parents, all right? In intermediate, to some extent, all right? But this is a freaking elementary school, all right? And the kid has Down syndrome. What threats? It was a simple hand gesture. And so basically, with all that was going on, many parents also shared their opinions on this topic and what was going on. And besides just this case, there were also many similar cases to this one, all right? One being with a 13-year-old girl who was doing a similar hand gesture to her classmate and herself. Now, this case, however, if we think about it, the girl is 13 years old, all right? And at that age, you should probably be in the intermediate, all right? And so, at that age, I think it's acceptable because intermediate, you kind of get an idea of what's right and wrong. And so, yeah, I mean, right there, it's acceptable, right? Here's another case, though, of a 10-year-old boy in Ohio and a 6-year-old boy who were suspended for playfully using the same hand gesture. Obviously, different states. They were not playing with each other. One was in Ohio, the other one was in Maryland, and both were also suspended. Now, okay, that one is very similar to the case we are talking about. They're both in the elementary school, right? Kids in elementary do not have an idea of what's going on. They do not know how the world works, all right? And the fact that the kids got suspended, that's different, all right? The girl, however, got the police called on her. And the fact that she had Down syndrome, just why, all right? I mean, yeah, I get these are threats in a way. I guess most grown-ups would see them as threats. But I think this kind of policy should not really be enforced in elementary schools because kids do not know what they're doing. High schools and intermediate, that's fine. That's a whole other story. But a kid getting the cops called on her and then two other kids getting suspended, both from elementary schools, I just cannot believe it. And you know what? Like I said, I think to an extent these policies should be applied for older kids. Obviously, they have an idea of what's going on. But I mean, I just cannot believe this would actually happen, all right? I am still surprised. So, as a parent, I think I would be really pissed off because the police were called on my kid all for a fucking hand gesture, all right? And if I was a kid, I think I would be, I wouldn't have a single fucking clue as to why the fuck the police are there and really as to why I'm being questioned for all these sort of things, all right? And I know it sounds like I think this is, these policies should not be enforced. I honestly think they should. But I mean, you got to think about this using very common sense. You got to use common sense, all right? You have a 6-year-old, all right, doing a hand gesture. What's the reasonable thing you should do, all right? Call the police? I don't think so, all right? I think you should just forget about it. Let that slide. Because I don't think just doing a fucking hand gesture is gonna make them into some kind of criminal. I don't know, alright? But I mean, for all I know, maybe the situation was handled. I hope it really was. And I honestly just hope none of this happens because I think it's just fucking stupid, alright? I really do think, people should not think of as hand gestures or really any sort of like small threat, especially made by a fucking kid, alright? A 6-year-old. But I mean, once you're in a teenager, maybe, alright? But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. If you did enjoy, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, ring that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my content. I mostly do commentaries on articles if you haven't seen already. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I'm gonna go do a hand gesture so I can get arrested too. I'm out. Peace.